let's dive into product research and sourcing and product developments. So, from last class, we were doing product research and we are going to pretty good direction. Okay. But I want you guys to remember that product research is like you are mining for gold. Sometimes you figure it out, sometimes you doesn't, but practice will make perfect. And for me, it took me, there's a wise quote that is saying is it takes someone 100 hours to master something. If you look at 100 hours, it could be a lot, but if you're breaking it down, only 3 hours a day for the next 30 days, or it could be 1.5 hours for the next 60 days for you to master something. Okay. So break it down into smaller goal, and that's how you practice and make it perfect. And for me, after 100 hours, that's how I get used to product research. And product research is basically identify a demand in the market that you can fill in. This can be applied toward anything in life, not just Amazon, okay? You can identify a need in, let's say, a workplace, a workforce, or like say a brick and mortar business. The skill set is crucial. It's allow us to identify where the gold mine is. Okay. So train your mind to be sharp, train your mind to be attentive to detail, and that's how you win. All right. So for product research, just remember that make sure that you go through the product research module so that you understand the criteria that we are looking for when it comes to product research. And it's just going to be a good refreshment for everyone here is that we are looking for product that is small, lightweight, and that the price need to fall between 30 to $35 and above. So that way we can have healthy margin. When it's come to product that is small and lightweight, the reason behind it is that we want to make sure that we are not picking our first product as a table or let's say a makeup desk. Those are huge item and those are can be cost a lot of money for you guys to place a bulk order or ship the product. Okay, anything smaller, anything that give you a 30% net profit margin before marketing is a healthy place to be in. Okay, so keep those criteria in mind. And right now we are just basically continue where we left off from last time. Okay, so from last time, for those that missed last class, I recommend to watch the last class as well because we were going over pets and kid toys. Okay. Oh, hi, Jason. Good to see you here, and hi to see, good seeing you, Joanne. So last time we went over kid and pet toys. Okay. Let's go over the last toy. It was dog's puzzle. I'm gonna pick back up where we left off from last time, and then we're gonna use it to dive deeper into the rabbit hole. Okay. Let's see what we have from last time. Last time we have dog puzzle, and the reason why I picked dog puzzle is because right now more and more people are not wanting to have children because children nowadays is more expensive. That is why people are leaning more toward pets, and that's why the demand for pets is as much as for baby toys. Okay, it does solve a huge problem for people who don't want to have children, and that's why we want to put ourselves in a situation where we're exploring furthermore of pet. Okay, so let's see. As always, we want to rank the revenue highest to lowest so that we can identify who is the market mover in the industry. We have people that doing $167,000. And these are Chinese seller. So that means there's a lot of good potential for us, especially as an American seller who know how to market. We have this product right here. It's called Interactive Dog Puzzle Toy for Boredom. This one, the reason why I landed on this because based on this range right here, the review is 7,000 upward to 58,000. But all of a sudden, there's one guy with only 1,500 reviews. They're selling this product for $11. The fee is $7. It's already a no right here. However, this is a very interesting because they have low review, but they in the top five. So I must study. Okay. I want to study from people that are making good money. I would not entertain too much about this product because it's a low pricing product. However, I am very interested to know about the seller. What are the product that they are selling? And is there anything that is above 30 to $35 that I can consider? But as I landed into this one, it looks like there's nothing in here that was selling for above 35. So I'm just gonna go back to the drawing board. Okay, let's say dogs puzzle. Let me see. So today, let's fill it. Let's play it by ears. You know what? We can go to. We haven't get on TikTok for a while, so let me hop on TikTok real quick. Okay. We haven't hop on TikTok for a while, so we want to know what is people are talking about. Perhaps we can consider to see what is the needs in the market right now. Okay. So let's say right now. So a lot of video like this went viral on TikTok, and it is a great way for us to do marketing in the future. I don't see anything fun on there, so I guess I'm just gonna go back to Amazon Find, and let's start from there. Okay, and let's take a look at the latest one. We have people at 11 hours ago. Hmm. It is a decent product right here. Let me take a look. What product is he using? So I'm gonna use this. So in my mind, right now, a lot of people are downsizing because not everyone can afford a mortgage right now, right? Not everyone can afford a mortgage right now. Consider that prices is high for a lot of average American. So many of them are considered apartments, and these are a tool that people can do apartment. And then I also watching like videos on TikTok where people do lifestyle, where they just like cleaning up their apartment in a aesthetic way. Let's say which guy that I can talk about. apartment cleaning. Like these guy right here, they getting millions of views. So perhaps the product they are using is everyday product that we can sell. We just need to know, is there anything new that is has been introduced? Oh, there you go. The machine happened again. It's called deep cleaning. Now let's just take a look. Um, I want you guys to understand, help me to try to think the same way as I think. Okay, because the main goal for you when it's come to product research is to adopting the new software, like how I think. That would help you to be creative when it's come to thinking and when it's come to problem solving and identify an issue in the market. So right here we have this product. So we have US seller right here. This is probably the one that are Dupre, Dupre. We have Steam Fast and Dupre too. This is a US brand right here. So they're doing about $268,000. How many reviews they have? Let's see. 316. This guy, it looks like they are an established brand. So they do have a presence and they spend money on marketing too. So let's see if there's any smart kits that breaking into the market. One thing that I want to point out to you guys is when it's come to this product, I see that this is not shipped by Amazon. Usually when it happened, it could be because of the machine could be very heavy, and that's why most of the time these brand like to ship it themselves. But for these kind of products, the fee gonna be extremely high. That's why they ship it themselves. And for many beginner like us, when it's come to this product, I would rather stay away. Okay, because number one, this product right here, it is heavy. That's why they are doing FBM, which is sift sift from Dupre. Okay. Number two is the price is too high, like 249. If we divide it by three, probably the cost gonna be roughly about close to $100, and 200 units already like two 20,000 already. So right out of the bat, I would say I would not go for this product. So came back to the drawing board one more time. Okay. But remember, for me, it may sound discouraging, but we are training our mind to be analyzing the market. Okay. Enjoy, have fun, and enjoy analyzing stuff. When I first started, I do it every single day. I just set aside 30 minutes and I just do it myself. 30 minutes and that's it. So I'm drop out of this guy. It seems like he are not having anything fun. What is this? Oh, it's a hand warmer. And this is for holidays. Okay. So not holiday, but like electric hands warmer. These are seasonal product. Okay. I want to show you guys some seasonal products so that you know as well. Right now, it might not, this could be money, like quick money. But for you guys, I would say you can study this. Okay. But this one is a seasonal product. I think I haven't talked about seasonal product too much, but I think this is a good product for you to consider as a seasonal product for learning. Okay. These products will do well for the next 6 months, but after that, it will kind of tank down. And that's why it's important to be aware of what kind of product that you're picking yourself into. So let me run helium-10 for this. This is kind of cool. Let me run helium-10. A quick question. How many of you guys know when you look at a product, do you guys know right away whether it's a seasonal product or not? Um, the reason why I'm asking because I want you guys to be aware of whatever the product that you came across. The first question, as always, you want to ask yourself is this product considered seasonal? And our goal is we want to look for a product that are selling consistently throughout the year. That is one strategy. Okay. But another strategy that you can do is that you can, based on the season, to pick products for like short term harvesting. Okay. For example, for this product, if you want to catch the sales for, let's say, the winter time, that means in the summertime, you have to prepare for it because when the winter time come in, the average demand, let's say the graph, let's see if we can show the graph. Mhm. Let's say the average graph you can see, right? It jumped like triple. That means you can just have a or normal bracket, but you still be able to scoop like the fish in the ocean because you, as you see, it just spiking 3 to 4 times. So that means if you're planting the seed during this time, you will harvest it. But keep in mind, one after the harvest season, you will go into the winter time and the seeding process again. Okay. And you may be not restocking it until, let's say, the next season when things are about to picking back up. You can still using the same listing. You can use still using the same listing, the same reviews. Okay. You just need to build back up the momentum. But that is considered like seasonal harvesting for you to make money. That is another strategy that I want to bring up so that you be aware of. Like for us as a seller, and make sure that you get used to the charge so that you're aware of how to read data. Okay. So that you can be aware of how you can read data. And these are like the creation date when they start selling. This is the seller age and the weight of the products. Okay. Pay attention to these data. And eventually you're gonna train yourself to have an eyes of a tiger. And that would help you scheme these things faster. Yeah. I would stay away from this market because it's low pricing and it doesn't have enough for me to go in. Okay. So let's continue watching. So the last two time I was lucky to find some good product. Today I don't feel too many lucky. Um, I don't feel too lucky today to find a good product. And this is a reality when it's come to product research, okay? And I want to share this with you guys because sometimes we set ourselves like too high expectation. Okay? So today may not be my lucky day. However, the next time when we start product research, I will try a different approach. Okay? It could be the approach that I show you guys from last time, like from last class, where I go into Alibaba and I looking for, let's say, hot selling item on Alibaba. and then I just reverse engineer it back to Amazon to see what all those, how much are those product are making, and then I would just going down that rabbit hole of curiosity and finding out what are selling and whatnot. Okay, but before we go back to let's see, I was interested about this one thing, not this one. I think it was this guy. Or was it him? Oh, Andrew. Hmm. Let me zoom in so you can see it. So a phone cleaner. Let me take a look at a phone cleaner. I know it might or might not works, but I'm just gonna shoot my shot. Okay. And you see, we went through about 25 minutes phone cleaner, and I just these are what happened for me. I'm just like, let me just. I may not find a good product, but I know that I'm training my mind every single day. Yeah. Automatic phone cleaner. Well, this is a very expensive product. I am very interested. Let's see. Even though it's electronic, but it does solve a like everyone nowadays have a phones. So I'm just gonna entertain myself one last shot. Okay. So this is a US seller, phone soap. When did they start selling? 2017. So they've been around for a little bit of time. The review count is 15,000. 15,000. We have this guy right here, um, 1,600 reviews, making $120,000. Selling price 15. The fee is already half of that. No good. This one right here, Baby Feel UV sanitizer UV box, 72,000, 77,000. It's selling in 2020. This guy's selling in 2024. Yeah, today I don't feel lucky. So there you go. You guys see? There you don't feel lucky. So what we do? We take a quick break and then we come back and then we're gonna go through, let's say, Alibaba. Okay. And that's how I do product research. On a good day, I find some good product. The last two times we found some pretty good product, but today we don't find good product, and that's normal. I want you guys to normalize it, okay? And before we wrapped up the product research session, I do want to share with you some quick tips as well. Is that let's see, this strategy we call it piggyback on the big brand, okay? So we have the WAP rings or like WAP bracelets. Let's see. Whoop bracelets. This one would not be for, let's say, whoop bracelets. So this one, this strategy, I call it piggyback on the big brand. So here's how I want you guys to visualize it, okay? So WAP right here, it is a big um, brand that sell activity tracker, and they are run millions of dollar worth of advertising for people across all social media, so people can purchase these products, right? And WAP, they also selling these band, like these band right here, for a customer who want to, let's say their band got broken or cut off, and WAP selling these replaceable band. However, the problem, okay, I want you guys to understand the problem is WAP is selling their band for super high, super expensive, $49, $49, okay? And there's a needs of people who cannot, they don't feel like spending $49 because these are plastic band. They don't want to pay for the brand. They don't want to pay so much because they are not even branded. That's why people leaning toward smaller brand who are selling similar model. Okay, I bet you one thing is that these guys are the same quality. It just the reason why these guy is more expensive because they are spending a lot of money on advertising and they already have a brand reputation built. That's why they can charge higher. So what can we do in this situation? Is we can sell, I would say, a substitute, a same or similar model to what they are selling, but at 50% off. We piggyback and then we undercut them. That is the very common tactic for a lot of Chinese seller. And with this product right here, the cost to manufacture the band is super cheap. Okay, maybe $3 or sometimes less. But I would say about $3 for a good quality products. And these guys came in to solve the problem of high price WAP replaceable band. And they are making decent amount of money, you know? For example, you can see that this guy with only 14 reviews, they are making $4,000 and their pricing is about $29.99. $4,000, you may think, oh, that's too little because you're comparing these big number, right? But if this one $4,000 alone, if you profit about 30% of 4,000, that is still 100, $1,200 per month. And that is $12,000 per year already that you can pocket. Okay. I'm going to run a cost analysis. So their margin is around 54%. But let's be conservative. Let's push it all the way down to 40% or 30%. Like I always want to underestimate, um, like overestimate these number, like 40% less, like 30% net profit margin. Why is that? Because I want to be as conservative as possible. Even at 30%, that is still $1,200 per month in net profit and $12,000 per year. Okay. So that's another strategy that I want you guys to consider, perhaps um, to piggyback on any brand that is growing and just asking yourself, how can I position myself to grow with them, to tagging on their marketing effort? So when the customer is searching for the WAP brand, might somewhat pop up on that as well. Okay, because I'm selling something similar. Drop number one in the chat if you were able to grab the concept. Piggyback on the big brand. Another way I can say it is standing on the giant shoulder. That's another way for you to understand it as well. Okay. So these are the gameplay. Um, for Charlie Company, Rinky, he did the same strategy. So his company, he sold it. He did the same strategy as what I show you guys, and that's how he sold his company. Because during that time, Apple accessory was too expensive, and Charlie, he found a manufacturer, like traditional manufacturer, who has the product, who has the capability to produce the product, but they don't have the marketing. They don't have like the young mind of marketer doing sales on Amazon. So what Charlie did was, hey, let's partner up together. And they came up with, they gave Charlie the product. Charlie gave them his time, his youth, and his knowledge, and some of the initial investment, and that's how he grew. And same for you guys, okay? Same for me when I built my Amazon brand that came to success. I always open up myself to partnership, whether it's financial partnership, if I don't have money, whether it could be a sweat partnership. When let's say I have money and the other person has the knowledge, the skill set, the hunger, but don't have the finance. Okay. It's always about the financial part because I understand most of you guys here have only one source of income stream, and sometimes it could be a struggle. So I highly recommend to networking, dedicate one day of the week to learn about networking. Okay. And to networking with people who has money or people who are interested in investing because little that you know, those going to be the people that will put money into your company, especially when you are growing. Okay. My company, before I sold it, I have a financial partner to help me grow the business because I do not have a ton of money laying around to grow my brand. Okay. And my credit limit wasn't as strong where I can pull like a couple 100,000. So that's why I need to find people who can have it. Okay. And Jason also share you don't lack resources, you like being resourceful. That is correct. And that's why I want to instill into you guys this habit because this is required. And a quick story from Richard Branson. Okay. I think this story can inspire a lot of you guys as well. How many of you guys know this guy, Richard Branson? Drop number one in the chat. So, a really good story of him is that he started his airline company because without like having hundreds of millions of dollars. And how he did that was he was consistent and he was very open to assessing the market. And during that time, the same as we are doing right now, which Richard Branson during that time, airplane or like flight ticket was so expensive and it was only reserved for people who has a lot of money. So Richard Branson saw the needs of lower ticket for airfare, you know? Same with what we just show you guys here. The same needs where everything is so expensive for let's say these brand and Richard and then there's smaller brand like this came out with similar products, similar quality, but cheaper price. Same with Richard Branson. He is introducing more affordable airfare. Okay. But he doesn't have a couple million, hundred of millions of dollars to buy a airplane to start. So what do? He is looking for airplane company who have airplane that's sitting around and is not selling or is not in operation, right? Similar story like what I just shared with you guys is looking for people who has the resources, who willing to invest, but they don't have people who are young and hungry. And that could be you. So Richard Branson, he called up a couple of airplane company and he able to identify the one, I think it was either Boeing. Let's see. Story of Virgin. So he identified a Boeing 747 and he would just keep calling them. No matter how many times they were turning him down, he just keep calling. And remember, you only lose if you give up. So he just keep calling, and every time he came up with a different strategy. How can we be win-win together? Okay. You cannot be persistent, but at the same time stubborn. Okay. You need to be persistent and walk in people's mind. Understand what are they looking for? What is the win-win situation people are looking for? You know? And that's how he landed the deal because he want to share with them, hey, I'm gonna lease it, providing upfront cash flow. So he basically pre-selling those tickets and people have to put in money upfront. So the airplane, they see the money upfront. Cool. Let's do a business together, Richard Branson. And he is a marketer. Same with you guys. I want you guys to learn and be that marketer. Okay. There's a will, there will be a way. So I want to inspire you to watch his story. Okay. These are the characteristic. Imagine if he can start a business, an airplane business with $0. Can you do it with only a couple $1,000? It is possible, right? So watch this for me so that you understand the story. And remember, nothing is possible. The only things that impossible is your mind. Okay. All right. So that is the one of the major topic I think I want to bring up because I believe it was last week, I talked to another young founder. He was planning to launch his business, but then number one, his his 9 to 5 income job is about $3,000, right? But then his rent, he live in an expensive city. It's considered as much as expensive as New York, and his rent is already 3,000, and he has family, so his income every single month came straight into the rent. He have no money left. Maybe a couple $100 from his side hustle to start his business. And he borrowed from his mom about $11,000. And he shared that I feel the pressure. Okay. I feel the pressure in the way that he shared is that right now, if he's successful with that product or that business, then he can pay back for his mom. But if he didn't success, okay, because in business nothing is guaranteed, then he will lose 11,000. He will lose that money from his mom, and now he will be in debt for 11,000. And what crucially important that I told him was, it's not about the money, it's about the mindset that he would carry into the battlefield. When he launches business, when you have a scarcity mindset, it's not a bad thing, okay? But I want you guys to know whether you're in a scarcity mindset or abundant mindset. Because when you are in a scarcity mindset, whatever the decision that you make, you will do it with fear. And most of the time, it end up not in a good place. I make so many mistakes when I'm in a scarcity mindset because it's a frequency and you would attract very similar frequency to you. So the solution that I gave him was instead of borrowing money from his mom, I want him to sit back and read two books. The first book is called Think and Grow Rich. This book would help you to think the same way as successful people think. Okay. That's number one. Number two, is who, not how. This one will teach you how rich people get richer, not by knowing how to do things, but by knowing who know how to do things. Because if you study rich people, they don't use their own money to build a business. They borrow the bank money and they don't build the business themselves. They hire smart people to do the business themselves, to do the business for them. Okay. So after I gave him these two books, I want him to read it and stop whatever the journey that he's doing. Because right now, when you are in a scarcity mindset, whatever that you do, it would not turn out great. So, and he worn out too. He's stressed, he worn out, and he has a daughter and a mom and then a wife to look after. He have no cushion. Okay. If let's say the journey failed, because we always want to plan for the worst. If the journey failed, he have no cushion left because his 9 to 5 income is like a drain well. It doesn't overflow. Okay. It came straight into the um the rent. So I told him to sit down, reflect, read this book and the other books so that it can help him to reflect on a way out. And most importantly, for you guys that are tuning in, is I want you to understand that on this journey that you are heading toward as a business owner, you need to start cutting down your expenses so that every month those saving, put it aside. So that's going to be a cushion for you. When if the business is doing great, fantastic. And I know you guys will do great. But if it doesn't do well, you have a cushion, you have a peace of mind so that you don't splash out in front of your wife or your husband or your kids or your family. Okay. And then the next one, which is the most important one, is figure it out who can help you be a financial partner. That's why I gave him this book because it will teach you exactly how to find the who to help you, the who that will invest into your business, the who that will step into the business with 50-50 with you. And why is that? Because right now, let's say you can own 100% of the business, but if the business is not, if it's making $0, 100% of $0 is nothing. If the business is making about $10,000, 100% of $10,000, maybe 10,000, or you can find a partners who that you vetting out very carefully that you think they want to build the same dream as you. And you guys can join force together and make $100,000 where you own 50% of that 100, which is 50,000. It's still better than 100% of 0 or 10,000, right? And I know most of you guys, your income is capped. So you don't have a lot of money to scale. That's why you need to join forces or open up and scouting to see who you can join forces together. Because on your entrepreneur journey, you will need to find people to join forces and to grow. You cannot hunt by yourself. Okay. And another thought process that I want you to instill is that when you are starting a business with our partners, uh, it's important to have a good contract together. Okay. And if we fail, okay, if we failed, instead of losing out $11,000, you only lose half, which is $6,000, or let's say $5,500. The other half that let's say you borrow from your mom, or let's say you borrow from your saving, that is still a cushion for you to still have a peace of mind. And when you enter the market with only 50% risk and better reward because you now have a partner, you have four hands and two head instead of one. That is a better play for those of you who are, let's say, in a scarcity mindset with limited income, or let's say your income is capped. Okay. So let's conclude what I shared today. And I think this is important is that in the world of business, it's all about who, not how. Okay. And number two, if you need to assessing and identify whether you are in a scarcity mindset or abundant mindset based on your financial situation, I want you guys to sit down and look into your financial situation and see how much money that are you making right now and how much of it go into rent, how much of it go into fixed expenses. Your fixed expenses need to be reduced significantly. It's about the needs, okay? It's not about want. And think about if you can sacrifice for the next 6 months, just downgrade it temporarily. It's not forever, okay? Then you will deserve whatever that God have for you over there, over the side of sacrifices, okay? That's what you call deserve, okay? And everything in life deserve. You need to deserve. Number three is that consider scouting around, finding potential partners that you perhaps can collaborate with. Someone that have the same vision as you, that has the money or the time or the finance, someone that can help subsidize whatever that you lack and build together. Because 50% up $100,000 is still better than 100% up 10,000 or zero. And for Zep Bezos, how many of you quick question for everyone here. What is the percentage of share that Zep Bezos own from his Amazon company stake? Drop your number in the chat for me. Drop it in the chat for me. Anyone else? So he don't own 100%. He's starting to give away his equity. Okay. But as I share with you guys, 8% of that $1 trillion company, he's still a billionaire. At first, he may start at 100, but eventually your journey as a founder, you will start to give away some of the equity. Okay. So that you can start building and leveraging people money, people time, people expertise to grow your venture. And that's a part of being a brand founder. Okay. And same for your journey. Perhaps remember, you can partner with someone to split the risk, focus on learning, focus on making your first dollar, your first 10,000, your first 100,000. And eventually, let's say you and we partner. And once you learn how to do your Amazon and I learn how to do my Amazon, now we can spark away. Now we have the skill. Now you have the money from the first company. You can use money from the first company to grow separately, growing part away. Okay. We call it leveraging. And make sure, again, have vetting your partners, take some time, date before you marry. Look at their action and have a good contract in place, like a marriage contract. Okay. And that would help protect your interest and your partner interest, but date first. Okay. And that is the last part that I want to share for today's class. And I hope you guys can take away these things because for me, the last I sold two company. Those two company I have partners. The first one I have financial partners, and the second one I have financial and sweat equity partners. The first one I bought his stake back, and then I sold that company as a whole. The second one I sold my stake. And I'm sharing with you guys because that's going to be something that you would have to consider as you go into entrepreneurship journey is the collaboration. Okay. All right. I hope you guys find the information helpful and comment number one in the chat if you are commit to adopt these knowledge and these thought process. Awesome, guys. And now we are going into the office hours where I'm supporting you guys furthermore. And I want you guys to write down your question, okay? If you don't have your question written down, or let's say your note on your screen, I would have to um, skip to the next person, okay? And that would help us save time. So make sure you have your question before the office hours. So I'm gonna end the recording today. And for those that are listening and tuning in today recording, um, whatever the season that you are in, just know that better place, better things are coming. The good season is coming. Just be patient and aim for 1% more every single day. And that's how you get to the other side of the ocean. Okay. And have a wonderful evening and make sure you watch the recording and join the class next time. Hey friends, I hope that you find value out of this tutorial today. If you want to learn more about Amazon FBA and the truth about Amazon that no other guru are willing to share or gatekeeping them, I'm sharing it all. And our mission here at Amazon Shufu and for my YouTube channel is to really give you the knowledge forward as how my mentor gave the knowledge to me. And if you want to learn more or to have more questions from me, feel free to check out the video, comment down below, and also follow me on Instagram as well. This is my Instagram right here. And I have been mentor people since 2019 and up to now. So you're going to learn a lot, get a lot of inspiration, and you're going to get the behind the scene of my journey. And we do host a live workshop this upcoming Sunday that you can also register as well. Check out the link in the video description so that you can sign up for my free workshop where I'll show you the step-by-step of how I find my first product using the RSR, as well as how you can learn to expand and to grow your brand on Amazon as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed today learning and consider to subscribe. Comment down below if you have any question, and I'll see you in the next videos. Peace for now.